Nous payons, vous payez, il, elle paye. Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. In this video, we are going to see some of the rules for the irregular spellings of ER verbs. So let's start. We know ER verbs are all regular for their endings except the verb aller, to go. But some have irregular spellings. What I mean is some ER verbs, once conjugated in the present tense, will have their spelling a little different from the infinitive verb. Some might add a consonant, an accent, double a consonant, or swap a letter for another. And this might affect the pronunciation too. So let's have a look at the verbs ending in GER. Every verb ending in GER, like manger or nager, for example, will need an extra E for the subject nous. So for GER verbs, the ending for nous is IONS and not ONS. Nous mangeons or nous nageons. Now, if you are wondering why we do that, it's very simple. If we look at the infinitive verb, we have manger and nager. GER is G, with a soft J sound given by the G. Now, in the present tense, all the subjects except nous have an ending starting with an E, either E, ES, EZ or ENT. GE is pronounced je, with a soft J sound, like in the infinitive verb. Nous is the only subject pronoun with an ending starting with O. GO is pronounced go, with a hard G sound. So GONS would be pronounced gon, with a hard sound too. As the infinitive has a soft and not a hard sound, for nous, we add the letter E to have the soft j sound back in the verb. So GONS is gon, but GEONS is jon. Manger, nous mangeons, and not nous mangons. Nager, nous nageons, and not nous nagons. Now let's have a look at the verbs ending in CER. Every verb ending in CER, like avancer or commencer, for example, will need a cédilla, a little hook, under the C for the subject nous. Nous avançons or nous commençons. Now, if you are wondering why we do that, it's very simple too. If we look at the infinitive verb, we have avancer or commencer. CER is C, with a soft S sound given by the C. Now, in the present tense, all the subject pronouns except nous have an ending starting with an E, either E, ES, EZ or ENT. CE is pronounced S, with a soft S sound like in the infinitive verb. Nous is the only subject pronoun with an ending starting with O. CO is pronounced co, with a hard K sound. So CONS would be pronounced con, with a hard sound too. As the infinitive has a soft and not a hard sound, for nous we had the little cédilla to have a soft S sound back in the verb. CONS is con, but C with the cédilla ONS is son. Avancer, nous avançons, and not nous avons-con. Commencer, nous commençons, and not nous commençons. Now, let's have a look at the verbs ending in YER. Every verb ending in YER, like nettoyer, payer, or ennuyer, for example, will swap the Y for an I for all the subject pronouns except nous and vous. The pronunciation with the Y and without will be different. Let's take nettoyer as an example. To pronounce YER verbs properly in the present tense, you simply need to be able to pronounce the infinitive verb perfectly. We have nettoyer. the sound ye is given by yer. As for je, tu, il, elle, on, il and elle plural, we swap the y for an I and we replace er with the silent present tense endings e, es or ent. We lose the sound ye. So to pronounce the present tense for je, tu, il, elle, on, il and elle plural, we simply need to pronounce the infinitive verb minus the sound ye. Nettoyer. Je nettoie. Tu nettoies. Il, elle, on nettoie. Il, elle nettoie for the plural. But we keep the y for nous and vous. So I would say nous nettoyons, vous nettoyez. The y gives the sound y before the present tense endings ons and ez. Same for payer. Je paie, tu paies, il, elle, on paie, but nous payons, vous payez, and back to il, elle, paie. Or, ennuyer. J'ennuie, tu ennuies, il, elle, on ennuie, but nous ennuyons, vous ennuyez, and back to il, elles ennuient. Now, note that the verbs ending in a, y, er, like payer or essayer, have two spellings. We can either swap the y for an I for all the subject pronouns except nous and vous, just like we did, or simply keep the y for all of them. The pronunciation will change with or without the y. Let's take payer as an example. If I swap the y for an I, we said the pronunciation is payer. So, je paie, tu paies, il, elle, on paie, nous payons, vous payez, il, elle paie. But if I keep the y, I have to pronounce it. So I'll say je paye, tu payes, il, elle, on paye, nous payons, vous payez, il, elle paye. So let's see the difference in terms of the pronunciation between the two spellings. Je paie or je paye. Tu paies or tu payes. Il, elle, on paie or il, elle, on paye. Il, elle paie or il, elle paye for the plural. That's it for the irregular spellings of ER verbs. Part 1. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. À bientôt!